So we'll jump right in. So spring is in the air. With the passing of spring break, we are definitely looking forward to that finish line and warmer weather, although we keep getting tricked with some little bursts of spring weather and then some return of cold, but we're looking forward to the warm weather and sunshine, that's for sure. So with that comes all the spring fun and activities. So everything from celebrating our assistant principals with Assistant Principal Appreciation Week to the installation of a rock wall at Oakview Elementary School with Mr. Horn and company there, the literacy fair at Jamie McGee. We had 2 awesome staff members from AVM running this half marathon, the Chi-Town Half Marathon, and then 2 of our security staff members being voted favorite staff members at BHS by our Best Buddies program, and that's Trotter and O'Leary, and they're certainly favorites of our students. So lots of great things to celebrate all around the district and all of our buildings and in our community, and that's exciting, and that gives us hope for a bright spring and a strong finish to the year. I do want to share with the community that we remain in a very strong status. There are other sicknesses going around, so we do ask you to continue to monitor your children's symptoms, other viruses, other things that please keep your children home if they are ill. But in the COVID world, we are at a very low number of cases internally, and we are maintaining our current status. As this does move kind of to the side, we will continue to monitor and make this information available. But we continue to thank you for monitoring your children's well-being and communicating with the school for any absences, as well as any illnesses if your child is sick. We had some continued progress with our Portrait of a Learner since the board approval at the last board meeting and the strategic planning effort that is in progress. The strategic plan design team met last Thursday, April 7th. We reviewed the community engagement survey results and other perceptual data that we have from our stakeholders to engage in a current state analysis. We did a strength, weakness, and opportunity threat assessment and talking about opportunities and strengths for the district, and used the perceptual data as a reference point in that as we're working through the strategic planning process. Teams worked to identify themes that emerged from all of this data, including survey data from students and families and staff, and are working to narrow in on selecting goals and priority areas inside of those goals. We also began to connect these goals to the Portrait of a Learner competencies, so identifying those things that will help us make that become a reality, that vision a reality for every learner in Valley View School District. So we're continuing with our progress with strategic planning. The teams will continue to meet throughout April. We'll be meeting in May with our strategic plan design team, and then we will be looking forward to presenting to the board and the community this new and refreshed strategic plan for the upcoming school year and for the subsequent years beyond that. So we're very excited for this effort, and we'll look forward to that in the upcoming months. Last week, on Thursday evening, we hosted the first of 2 sessions to hear input from our stakeholders specific to progress of learning, specifically with assessment, feedback, and grading. We know that that's been a topic of conversation for many parents, particularly at the high school level, some at the middle school level, as educators as well. And of course, we want to hear from our students throughout this process. So we did have a group of about 35 come together that was facilitated and kind of planned out by our executive director of 612, Mr. Adam Herder, and supported by our team, and they received a lot of very valuable input. They're going to use this input to have a larger team of stakeholders and map out a plan and bring forward a new policy or an updated policy on assessment, feedback, monitoring of progress, and grading. So this has been an ongoing topic of conversation for a while, and it certainly has a home inside of the strategic planning efforts. But I did want to share that we are honing in specific areas and gathering additional feedback based on feedback that we have received either anecdotally or through the survey results. And I'll be looking forward to coming to a point where we can have kind of routine updates, periodic updates, that we have a predictable plan in place of where we can bring updates forward to the board and share with the larger VVSD community as well. So in the kind of final stretch of the school year here, we are looking forward to this break, this 3-day weekend, and then some other key dates coming up with early release dates listed out. And in sight, next month, it seems kind of hard to believe, but also a long time coming at the same time, we have our high school graduations in sight and our middle school promotions in sight. And so we are working hard to finish strong in the school year, and we know our kids are too. So our educators are going to ensure that we finish the year strong, and our support staff continues to be there every step of the way. So the leaders are prepared and to get our educators, students, and staff, and we will all make it to that finish line strong together.